It's always possible to add more insights to our analysis by looking at more data. And that's what we are going to do in this video, where we are enhancing the Sports Heroes project from the YBY Python curriculum available at www.ybyte.in. Now, remember, we have been looking at the winners of Wimbledon and French Open, but obviously, to win this tournament, you must reach the finals. Now, since we previously ignored the runners up data, it's also possible that sometimes these players reach the final but did not win it. So which means that in fact they reach the finals more than the times that they have won this. So that's what we are going to do here. And this data I'm presenting for Wimbledon, for example, look at, let's say, Roger Federer. He has won it 8 times, which is obviously very impressive. But he has reached finals for 12 times, which makes it even more bigger, right? Likewise for Djokovic. Now, if I look at the French Open, so, we have Djokovic reaching, for example, 7 times to the finals. We have Rafael Nadal, who has won it 14 times. It turns out that he has reached the finals also 14 times. So, what this means is that, look, he has won this every single time that he has reached the finals. I mean, really, really amazing. In fact, previously we did the winning streaks. So, Rafael Nadal has had a year winning streak. In fact, he has had several of those, as I'll just show you. And Bjorn Borg has had four, for example, even in French Open. So look at the magnitude of their achievement, just incredible, right? So if I look at Rafael Nadal, he won it 4 years in a row over here, 5 years in a row over here, and then again 2017, 18, 19, 20, 4 years, and then that solitary year. So I mean, really amazing. Look at Bjorn Borg. He had the similar in the similar time he had streaks in the Wimbledon. Now here, 1974, 75, and then 4 years in a row. Really, incredible, really. But the question is, how did we extract this information about the finalists? Well, what we are doing is to add more, let's say, data to our raw file. Previously, we were looking only at the champion, but now for both French Open and Wimbledon, I have also included the runner-up in my analysis. In fact, once we have this, the whole structure is set up for us to, let's say, analyze this in the way we are. So I have added the runner-up on the French Open. Also on the Wimbledon, I have this information. Now with this available to me, in fact, the code is quite straightforward. We already have all the structures in place. So let's just see how we do this. So I get back to my code over here. So previously we were looking at this creating streaks and all that. But now I will just do something simple. Now streaks obviously work on, the multiple times winners, but this will work on the winners set itself, because these winners are the ones that have reached the finals also sometimes, right? But I'm just going to take one of these. So let me just take this, and we will actually, I'll take, for example, this one, right? So I'll take this piece of code, and we will just modify this a little bit so that it can accommodate our request for, let's say, finalist, right? So if I were to do this, let me put so this is printing for the countries. Again, be careful with the indentations. Here I just go and say finalists, right? And I'm going to say, well, look, finalists info list. So I'm just going to create a list of dictionaries again for those people who have reached the finals. Obviously, they're the same as the winner set. So this happens on the winner set. I can actually remove this. So again, I just create a new dictionary called finalist info. Now you see how flexible, or let's say how nice this structure is, because we are able to do so many things with this by just modifying little things, right? Now, remember, I'm a finalist if I am a champion, in which case I'm the winner, but then I can also be a finalist if I am a runners-up, because both cases imply that I reach the finals, right? So I'm going to add one more condition over here. So I'm just going to say, okay, look, the next key that I should be looking at is runner-up. So in this case also I'm a finalist, but I just create a new list here called, say, selected RU. So select champ or selected RU. Now basically everything will remain pretty much the same. So we are looking at a particular player. So finalist, say, finalist info, say name is player, finalist info country. So finalist info country. Now I will take one of these two lists, but let's just say I take champ, as the country, and the times. Let's say five. So let's just find out the times that I played the final. and that is going to be length of both these lists taken together, because this is the times that I have reached the, I've won the tournament, plus the time that I have, let's say, selected RU. Now over here, when I'm finding country, I'm choosing champ. That's because it's possible that I always, for example, in case of Nadal, so I'll not feature in the list selected RU at all, right? So that may cause an error, but I know I'm a part of the winner set, which means that I have been a champion at least once. So I should look at the champ. Now, having done this, in fact, the times one, we already have this available to us, because all I need to do is to say, okay, look, so let's say times one. So this is not player info, this should be finalist info. And finally, this is also finalist info. So times one is nothing but len, say selected champ. Now with this available to me, in fact, all I need to do is to keep updating this into this list of dictionaries. Remember, the structure is exactly the same as earlier. So I just go and say, well, finalist info list dot append. This has to be finalist info. So this has captured, the data into my file. And of course, I won't want to do this because these keys are totally different. But then I can just go and print this table, finalist info list. So finalist info list. I can print this in my analysis. Okay, so there's a small mistake here. It should be finalists. So when I now run this piece of code, now when I run this code, I get the lists of finalists being formed. Notice for Wimbledon, I'm being told that, look, for example, Alcaraz has reached the final twice and also won it twice. Djokovic reached it 10 times, won it 7 times. Federer has reached it 12 times and won it 8 times, and so on, right? We can see the same thing for French Open as well. So when I say go down, so here's the story for French Open. Like we saw, Rafael Nadal has reached 14 times and won 14 times. Bjorn Borg has reached 6 times and won 6 times. I mean, really quite amazing. Ivan Lendl, who did not win the Wimbledon but has won the French Open thrice, he reached the final, in fact, 5 times. So really great players these are, right? But interesting, this analysis. I hope you found. There are still more insights that you can extract from this. We can see who are the players that we have lost to the most, who have won against the most, and so on. So clearly, a lot of possibilities still exist for us to explore further. In general, building activities, thinking about enhancements, implementing those enhancements is a great way to learn programming. And that's what we do at YByte. Look at our website, www.ybyte.in, because we learn Python programming through such fun activities. Take care. Thank you so much. Bye bye.